once again, welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott. And greetings, blessings, salutations, and love. Once again, welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott, and I am excited once again. So, brothers and sisters, sincerely to all of you swinging in, saying hello as we get started today. I'm not going to wait too long. I'll probably drop the link here before it gets going very far. There's a lot of ideas I have in the noggin again today, but this topic is one that kind of struck me partway through my day. Are you missing or are you receiving the gift of today? Because it's really easy to get trapped in our head and we can miss out on what's going on. And Mr. Murphy, man, blessings to you. I saw some of your comments recently, and I really think you and I should have some conversations. Because this world we live in, man, oh man, it is something, isn't it? In the background of the message today in the live stream is the message of love. Love is the answer. The Sunday service with Jack. It is Sunday. I'm feeling a little churchy, maybe a little preachy. I did tune into a sermon and a couple of biblical lectures today. So Sunday service with Jack. I'm feeling at peace with a reminder. Love is the gentle force that binds hearts, lights the path of understanding. Love reveals the truth. Love unites us all, unless it's denied or overlooked, right? Honest relationships and connections, those are the foundations for love and a healthy life. Love and health, they go together, just the way that Jesus described, man. It's so perfect, the story that we're living, the story of life and time, the experience of life and time. It's been lived and discussed and philosophized. Is that the right word? People have been philosophizing, theorizing, contemplating, discussing, arguing the natures of existence since long before we were ever even thought of by our parents. See, the gift of today, it's fleeting. It'll never be back again. Every single day will never be lived again. There's no going back. Time has this persistence to it. It's a continuation forward, it seems, at least from our bodily awareness. So the gift of today, it's found in the presence, right? And we can recognize the fullness of the presence when we are actively present. I hope that makes sense. Too many use of the words. But there's a fullness or an emptiness that comes with each day. Today, earlier in the day, I was noticing some emptiness again, right? Just in the middle of my chest. It's not like a physical place, but it's a sensation that I feel, right? This emptiness near where my heart would be, I guess. And so I spent time observing the emptiness, contemplating the emptiness, wondering about the emptiness. And then I realized, holy crap, I'm missing out on the day. I was focused on the emptiness, on the lack, on the thing that wasn't there, the thing that may have been there. I don't know. I just felt a sense. And it took my mind away from the day. And it took me a little while to realize, Jack, dude, what are you doing, man? Pay attention. You're missing the day. This is another day that God created for you to live and to be. And if I'm going to be, I want to be present, not absent, right? I want to be present with the fullness of joy, of appreciation, of love, of delight, of excitement, of anticipation. Being full of those things brings forth life. And when you're filled with life and you ain't worried about nothing, man, it's easy to pay attention. But even when you're paying attention, sometimes it's easy to lose sight of what's not in the focus. That reminds me of something I was considering yesterday regarding the practice of presence. Being aware of everything and reacting to nothing, right? React to nothing except that which is chosen by you. Because then it's not a reaction, it's a response or an initiation, right? You choose your moves. So being aware is how you receive. You receive the day by opening yourself up and becoming aware of the day, of your being, because each day starts new. It's a gift given to us by God. And see, in my day today, when I recognized I was kind of missing out on the day, I went back to what I love to do with my time. Rather than focusing on the emptiness or the lack, I turned my mind to the fullness and the wholeness and the glory of God. And when I turn that direction, it feels good. It feels good to me to turn to the one who is whole, who is full, who is perfect in its being. See, and then with the idea of love, my love for that being, that creator of life, realizing what I trust in my thoughts today and in the minute in the sermon I listened to earlier today and in the other things I've seen, I'm confident in this idea that God's will for life is good. For life is good. Right? For it's through God's goodness that life and love get to be known, get to be shared, get to be experienced. And love and life, those two, they go together. You start separating love from your life and you start living with suffering and misery and despair. And when you allow yourself to suffer and be miserable and filled with despair, guess what the next step is? Guilt and shame. Maybe a little resentment and blame. And resentment and blame and guilt and shame, those don't feel good, I tell you. Not at all. They'll make you feel warm and angry, you know. You'll feel righteous in your anger. But I'm confident God's will for life is good. So be with the good. Be with the good who you are. Be with the good that you find. Be with the good you can create, that you can nurture, that you can share. Don't ignore the not good, right? Because the not good is part of reality too. The not good is what I believe we are here to do, to correct, right? We're not here to do the not good. We're here to address the not good and to do the good that comes with that. Tending to the widows, taking care of the orphans, you know, giving to the poor and the sick, you know, that's the idea of love and life and righteousness. I'm going to go ahead and drop the link. Honestly, I've not been giving a lot of attention, but I really do appreciate everyone coming in, joining in, you know, tuning in, finding a way to be a part of this experience with me. The Jack Talcott YouTube channel, man. Holy cows, holy cows. Never did I think I'd be doing this stuff. Especially not as long as I have and often as I have. Hey, Stephen, I got your emails yesterday. I didn't bother reading them, but you're still not welcome here. Take a hike. Yeah, he put in the back. You appreciate everyone. I don't appreciate those who can't appreciate me. I've given up on some of the bitterness and the nastiness of people that have been so regular with me. Stephen, you're included in that, so you're not confused. um, I've kind of wondered about this. There's people that, well, people can quit me. My past life proved that. All my old friends and stuff, they quit me. But these other people, man, they're addicted to me. But I was thinking about that. What kind of life could that be? I don't want to name names, but for those who know, you know some of the recurring characters here: Mr. Steven, Snafu, Tommy. They get up each day with these same sort of battles over and over and over. Same patterns of thought over and over and over, just nasty and negative and dark. And that can't be very fun. I mean, I know it's not. I know it seems fun and people laugh when they do that, but oh, if you can't tell, I mean, Steven is, yeah, he's got a character, one of his many characters of Dolphin Jesus. I just find him and the Dolphin Jesus thing to be kind of disrespectful. I actually view Jesus as the king, right? He's the example he's my leader, my example, my king, who I choose to follow. And so to mock him and to mock him as being mocked is just really not anything I care to deal with. So, Stephen, you can keep showing up in the back and I'm going to keep kicking you. I just don't want you around, not until you prove that you can be different. I mean, it might have been funny once. Yeah, it might have been when it was new or different, but um, it's not anymore. And the topic that I really prefer to discuss is really God, the love of God, and God's love for life. Those are the things that bring joy into our being. And here's a friendly guest. I will welcome back Truther Cock. How are you?
Good. How about you, Jack? I had to get you the Steven. We had to get off the Steven tangent there, man. Goodness gracious.
I was doing that.
Am I echoing still like last time? Wow,
Yes.
weird. That's new. I don't. Right.
What is going on with that? Peculiar. You don't have another tab, do you?
No, I'm on my phone. Oh, I could close out the YouTube app. It's paused, but it shouldn't be.
If it's paused, it shouldn't be. But I don't know what else it might be. Otherwise, yeah, I'm moving forward beyond Stephen. But some of the thoughts I had today regarding the goal, right? I asked the question in the topic today: are you missing or receiving the gift of today? Because the gift of today represents the gift of our life. Knowing today means we're alive. Woohoo, we get to live. And if we're going to live, what does that mean? Well, we get to be. Because that's the first step. Everyone always worried about what we're going to do, myself included. That's part of my stress is, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? But what I've been learning. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I didn't even say anything. The moment I unmute, it's you echo back. Apparently, sorry. All we can do is like what's in front of us, like every day, every moment. And then once we start to look for that, dude, it gets overwhelming. There's too much to do. It's ridiculous. That's great too. It's a great thing to have something to do.
The options can be overwhelming. However, rather than choosing to be overwhelmed, we can recognize that that's a blessing. To have multiple options is an indication of freedom. And if you can feel grateful for your options, for the overwhelming, be grateful for the options, be grateful for your freedom to choose. That's where the prayer and meditation I find is helpful. Because with meditation and contemplation, right, you actually consider your options from a place of objectivity, safe, and peaceful. And you review the options, imagining, predicting factors, variables, possible consequences, possible results. But through the practice of meditation, you can choose more and do less. Because with clarity, right, you take all these options and you bring them into your heart, and the heart guides you through those. You can save yourself a lot of heartache. That's what I've found for myself, at least. Things initially I thought was a good idea, and then I meditate on it a little bit, and I'm like, oh, yeah, that's kind of stupid. What if I did it this way instead? And that works. Hey, we've got another guest here. I'm not sure. Nolan, is that you?
You're a psych.
That's what I thought.
Goodness gracious. He comes in with an alt, like the 15th alt. Like he won't just stop him. You're a psycho. That's crazy.
It's fascinating.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Very interesting.
I really wish you could figure out that echo thing.
Me too, man. All right, I'll jump off here. I got my own stream. Well, I was thinking about doing like I can try and cut the Wi-Fi off. But I was thinking about like promoting Jack Talcott while I raise money for myself tonight. I don't know what you think about that.
Sure.
All right. Well, that's going to be my goal. I'm going to raise money for myself while we promote Jack Talcott and get his message out there. And hopefully, on my end, it won't be like this. Whatever's happening here, I'm sorry. I think it might be the Wi-Fi. It's weird. All right, I'm going to jump out, I guess.
I appreciate you joining. I don't see a stream yet. Otherwise,
It's not scheduled yet. I'll get on the thumbnail right now. I'll do it. I gotta do it.
All right. Thank you for joining. Sincerely. Holy cows. The topic. Excuse me. We don't want to miss out on the gift of today. We don't want to miss out on the gifts of life. We don't want to be overwhelmed, right? And we don't want to be distracted. So the goal I found is to really consciously, mentally open your mind, open your heart with the purpose of receiving the gift of today, receiving it with a peace and a wholeness and a place of gratitude. This is where truly meditation and prayer are so important for human beings. If you consider yourself to be a human being, meditation and prayer are very important for you. Okay. It means detaching from the world, just to go inside of you, to reestablish and renew, often reestablish and renew your personal relationship with the creator of everything, right? Renew your personal relationship with love. If you can align yourself with love, then you've aligned yourself with God's will. I am confident of that. It's supported by the words of Jesus. So for those who call themselves Christians, if you believe in Jesus, then you should do what he said. And if you do what he said and you do what he did, you walk with love, you walk with faith, that is your purpose, because God will guide us. God is guiding all of this. This is just the unfolding of God's plans. And we live in a day and an age of communication, technology. We all know there's social media and real media. It's all filled with all sorts of stories, all sorts of lies. So it's tough to navigate through all this information, but we've been prepared for this. God has prepared us for this time to be able to navigate through the information, through the lies, in order to find the answers that we need, the knowledge that suits and applies, right? For our health, our success, our greatest purpose is here to be lived out. But if you don't go to the highest mind, you'll live with your own limited perspective and limited ideas of what your purpose is. And if you're not walking with love, you're missing out. You are missing out. And if you think love is, I can't be, the one I love, they're so far away, or I can't love because this is God and this is God and whatever, all this excuses. No, 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 no. Love is who you are. Remember who you are. Absent the negativity, absent the judgment, absent the guilt and the shame and the fear and the anger, when you're absent of all that, you are the essence of love, the divine spark of light and life that God has placed within you. It's magnificent. This question, what did Jesus say? His commandment was to love. He was questioned by the rule enforcers, right? The Sadducees and the Pharisees. Is that right? Whatever. You know the terms. He was questioned, what are the most important rules to follow? Love God, love one another. They are like and the same. Because when you can see the spark of God, the light of God in another, it's easy to love another. And if you can love another and you can love yourself, it is so easy to love God, the creator of you and everyone else. But giving that mind within you, giving that mind permission to find love, to find joy, to find peace, it can be tough for some. The path to enlightenment, it's very simple, it's very direct, it's an immediate path. Yet for some, the challenges are insurmountable. The path is unnavigable alone. And for some, it's very confusing and scary, the path to enlightenment. But the path to enlightenment, I found, is surrender. Surrender to the greatest love there is. And that love there's a love that's greater than us that we can discover and learn of. Can you redefine who is an enemy, Slick Rick? And actually, I can understand this. I'm sorry, I can't love my enemy. Can you accept that God does? Can you accept that others do? Can you accept that maybe that enemy is just a test for you to practice loving in greater ways that you had never found before? That's the challenge I gave to myself. I no longer have any enemies in this world. None. No enemies. See, I wrestle not against flesh and blood. The enemy of peace is the principalities and rulers, the belief systems in people's heads. That's not a problem for me. Some people say this, only Jesus can give me peace. And while there may be an aspect of truth to that, love can give you peace. And if you align with God, you align with Jesus, you can give you peace. Because when we align with the Holy Spirit being as the Trinity, right? Having the Father, the Holy Spirit, and the Son, right? Being with me. The mind, the emotion, the body, bringing ourselves into the oneness of being, the wholeness of being, into the perfection of God's love. The perfection of God's love, perhaps it might be expressed as time, for it is through time that you and I get to live, right? We get to know of life and all that it brings, but it's mostly a dream. See, we dream of our enemies, we imagine our enemies, we look for the problems to support our choice that that's an enemy. They can't be trusted because I find all these reasons. And do you find any reasons not to see them as an enemy? Do you see any reason to walk away, right? Because how long is an enemy if you're not engaged in the battle? These are the questions I ask, right? I mean, seriously, if you're going to pick these battles for yourself, you need to be able to justify it instead of just make excuses for it. And if you're going to justify a battle, you got to recognize what you're giving up, because any choice is a sacrifice. You're focusing in on one direction, cutting away all the rest. So if you're going to choose to have an enemy, choose to have a battle. Are you receiving the gift of today with love? Is there other things you could do to bring more joy, more light, more life into the world? Um, well, it's political ideas. See, we've got, I don't know how to suggest it. What I'm thinking in my head is that ideas, right? People get consumed by ideas, and these ideas kind of take over people. And the idea of a government, the idea of a banking monetary system, the idea of religions, all these things have taken over all these good people. But the messages and the meanings have been totally missed, right? Brainwashing and propaganda, that stuff is real. The television is telling you lies, right? Politicians are just playing games. They're earning a paycheck and, taking care of their families, just like every other employee and every other job. They're all just looking out for themselves, right? Because that's the world we've created. We've created a world where the majority of people are truly missing out on life. They're living it, right? They're going through the motions and they're doing what they're told and they're trying real hard. But the majority of people are in the darkness and this world has been lost. And God sent us the light into the darkness. The master teacher, the master example, the savior, the Messiah, this one of so many names, Jesus. And we are on this timeline. And it may not have been Jesus back then, 2,000 years ago. I don't know. I only know this language, right? The one that I was given in this timeline where I've discovered this stuff. But in the timeline of Jesus, he offered a commandment for those who believe in him. It's more than just believing. You got to bring him into your being and accept that what he said is true for you too. Forgiveness is the way. His message, the entire message of the gospel, as I understand, including what John the Baptist was bringing. Repent. Repent of your sinful, selfish ways. Move away from the cruelty and the war. Repent to discover and claim God's kingdom, right? Seek ye first. Seek ye first God's kingdom and righteousness, right? Something like that. That stands out for me. And it is. I'm confident. I say this confidently today. It makes sense in so many ways. God's will for life is good. Okay? The will for life is good. Goodness in public, in society. What is goodness in society? It's justice, it's righteousness, right? There's disputes and disagreements about morality and this and that, but you know what? Follow the saints. Follow the saintly, become saintly for yourself. How do you live as a saint? You choose love. You walk with love. You live with love. You serve love. You receive love. That's what being a saint is about. And you just do it even when you're by yourself. When you're by yourself, you send thoughts of love to distant places. You send thoughts of love and appreciation to the Most High, to the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, right? Our Father who art in heaven, I send my thoughts of love to you and appreciation. And then when I'm with people, I sure try to offer love, but some people, man, some people would rather miss out on the love and the fun that I offer because they just want to fight. They just want to be angry. And I get it. I used to be angry and I used to be. The belief in our government is our enemy. See, it's the beliefs. It's the beliefs we believe that create these ideas of enemy. So I no longer believe in the government. I recognize it exists. I recognize it has a function. And in that function, there's a bunch of employees who are operating it. So the government is not an enemy unless you don't understand it. If you don't understand it and you still try to obey it, that's where you make an enemy of yourself. When you obey what you do not understand, that's the crime of this world we live in. I don't know if that's making sense, but Truther, welcome back, my friend.
Greetings. Is it any better now by any chance? I don't know. I think you have to speak to know.
When you speak, it doesn't sound as good, but I'm not getting any echo at all anymore. Thank you.
I took it off the Wi-Fi, and now it's just direct to the cell data. That's weird. I don't know.
Fascinating. Yeah, hey, I see you've got yourself scheduled. Are you willing to start earlier than that?
Oh, yeah, I can if you want, especially if you want to come over there and talk about how we can get money from me by promoting you.
Here, so they understand what we're talking about. I'm going to pull this up. Our friend Talcott has a stream scheduled soon. Doggone it. Come on, Jack. And so the idea is promote Jack Talcott and make money for Truther Cop. I can actually get behind that, to be honest.
All right, I like this idea. Let's go. I can. Well, I don't know what are you thinking? How much earlier?
I don't know. Much of my day today was learning and practicing these lessons, right? I don't have a ton of notes today. I mean, I'm confident in these ideas, receiving the gift of today and walking with love. But my heart's not really, I didn't feel excited. So I don't know if I intend to feel too long. I guess that's the point.
Yeah, dude, it's hard. I don't know how you get up here every day, dude. That's difficult. Not easy. We're not every day anymore, but quite often. I had to really get away from it.
It has been pretty consistent for me for quite a while. And I know that there are many who have found me and they appreciate my consistency and they do appreciate my efforts. And see, it's the appreciation that keeps me going. It really is. I think that's what drives all of us. When we feel a little encouragement, a little attaboy, it really does make a huge difference in our spirit, our energy body, right?
Oh yeah. No, 'cause, I mean, most of life is pain. Seems to be. It's like, when somebody does something nice, it's like, oh, that's pretty awesome. Does stand out a lot.
It does. And there's people who haven't, there's people who have been denied the opportunity to receive appreciation, to receive a little gratitude and a little encouragement, because life can be tough. And if you get the wrong mindset inside of you, you'll take yourself with people who have that tough mindset, and then you're not surrounded by encouragement or appreciation. You're surrounded by people that don't trust. And if all you find yourself around is people who don't trust, well, you find an excuse. You don't trust either. And if you don't trust anyone, well, it creates these feelings of loneliness, isolation. We put up these walls, and in these walls, we start imagining, right? Looping on enemies. Tommy came to mind. Waking up with the same ideas over and over. And it's not healthy. The gift of today, what I found the key to receiving, I mean, if you just follow logic, it makes sense. In order to receive, my first thought is humility. But I don't know if humility is required to receive, because you can take, but then you're not receiving, you're taking. So I suggest that in order to receive, you've got to surrender, right? You got to be open. You got to accept. You got to invite yourself to receive. And all of those things, those take the strength and the courage to be humble, to be vulnerable, to be willing to be open, right? Especially when it comes down to love. In order to receive the gift of today, there's some very simple steps. I mentioned prayer and meditation earlier. These steps are right in line with those ideas. Slow down. Slow down. Life gets hectic. The billionaire class and the owning class and the ruling classes, and brothers and sisters, we'll segue from God. We are in kind of a class struggle going on right now. Some might say there's a war on the classes that's happening. But there's certainly some exploitation and stuff happening. Why did I get back? Oh, the society, the beast system, it profits from people just being cogs in the wheel, and those cogs in the wheel, they can't stop. They got to keep going. That's not how life works, right? Nature has a slow pattern of peace for the growth and natural transitions of life. So if we can slow down, we can look and we can listen, right? Not just look with our eyes, look with your mental vision, look with your mind, objectively look as you slow down with a clear mind, and listen, not just with the ears, but listen with the heart. Listen with an open mind, open heart, slowing down in order to be present, and to be present with love. And then when you can be present with love in the presence of God, in the moment of time, moving forward from a place of stillness, it feels different than the constant chaos jumping from one thing to another. I've been learning how to slow down. Life taught me to slow down. And in this world that we've got, we were born into commercialized world where everyone and everything is looked at as an opportunity to be profited or owned or sold or controlled. Mankind in this sickness, I mentioned earlier, much of the world has been lost and confused. despite the fact that Jesus came to save the lost and the Christians were allegedly formed churches to follow his teachings and his way, yet the world is still quite lost. It seems that a passion to possess has replaced the passion to connect. Think about those ideas. A passion to possess. That sounds satanic. That sounds demonic. And yet, a passion to possess? Think about the billionaire class. Think about Bill Gates. Think about these people buying up all the land in your society. They got a passion to possess, just like demons, just like the devil. Let's ensure we don't follow that way. Those of you tuned in with me, if you're willing, join me. Check in on you. Make sure that your passion is to connect. Connect with life, connect with love, connect with knowledge, wisdom, connect with solutions, connect with each other, connect to God, right? Connect to God, and then you don't have to worry about being possessed. Because when you align with God, I was thinking about that earlier. I might be wrong, but I decided to stop worrying about things in my future again. Because I reminded myself, the God who I know, the God who is with me, is far greater than anything in this world. Nothing in this world can. Yeah. I have no reason to fear when I walk with the presence of God's love with me. I know that. You have any thoughts? I've been going on and on.
I've been listening. I mean, I agree. But getting there is like just its own challenge, Everyone has their own
I
story about how they get there.
We do all have our own stories. And the stories we find, the stories we tell ourselves, they do create the life we live. And I heard some stories earlier, and I started down this thought when I was mentioning our living in a world of information, trying to discern. I hear these predictions, messages that give me hope about truly fulfillment of prophecy, the new kingdom being born here on earth. There's something happening. I'm seeing many signs that give me hope and faith that the day is soon. The day is soon. God is revealing. And there may be one of the things I heard today was some predictions about later this month. And I won't go into detail, but the general consensus or the general idea of what they were saying is that God's Spirit is being placed upon the world, and that very soon more people may be having more dreams, more realizations. All of a sudden things seen clearly. And if that happens, for those who are open to the light, they will be transformed, right? But those who are truly darkened off, they won't be able to take it. They'll be leaning towards more darkness. And so it'll be a natural separation of the wheat from the tare, because we are energetic beings. We resonate with life and the energies we can harmonize with. But those who live with distortions, they harmonize with distortions, right? Those who live with corruption, they harmonize with corrupted. I harmonize with life and love and truth. The truth shall set us free. And I think that is the future. Because what's happening right now, the world stage, this is the old kingdom crumbling. This is the evil empire fighting each other to try and maintain possession and the illusion of ownership and control. But the reality is these people in position of ownership and position, they control nothing. God is in control. See, the people believe that people are in control, and that's where the belief in government comes in, and that's where we get oppressed. I realize I'm bouncing a lot of different ideas together. Hey, you feel like starting? I'm ready to start wrapping up, I think.
Well, the one thing I couldn't figure out, remember that interview with Nick on Anchor Baby? I wanted to share that. I can't figure out how to
Yes.
access the internet. Are you able to come on and share your screen for that part? Just like 30 minutes or so.
Yeah.
We can review that.
Yes, sir. You know what? I don't.
I can shoot you a text with the direct StreamYard link.
Well, I've got the YouTube. Where did I say it was? 55.
Oh, you want to do it now? Oh, we can do it now. Okay, fine, cool.
Oh, did you want to do it over there?
Whatever. If you either way, I don't care. It's up to you.
Let's do it over there. I got it ready.
All right, I'll jump off here and I'll start my stream while you wrap up.
All right.
All right. Thank you, man.
Well, here, while you're doing it, why don't you do a little promo and I will get it set to go over.
Oh, yeah.
Please.
Tonight we're going to be raising money for me by promoting the amazing life coach, Jack Talcott, and all he's done, and seeing where the message might be headed next. And we'll be having a conversation over there about certain aspects of that. And, you know, I'm trying to get my StreamYard paid for next year. You know, we made quite a bit of the way the goal last week, and it's actually cheaper this week somehow. So if we can make it happen a little bit further, we can make it happen. And I can get StreamYard for the year. And my stream, it won't fix the audio issues, unfortunately, I don't think. Maybe, though. Maybe.
Anything is possible. All right. It's perfect timing. I got us set to head that way.
All right, I'm going to jump off here and just start it. And I hope to see you. I'll send you the StreamYard link if you want to join. Or like, I can, if you want to review that with me, that'd be great.
Please do.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. Peace. Brothers and sisters, sincerely, I do appreciate all of you. I didn't give a lot of attention to the chat. I didn't mean to. Guides to finding your true self. Be brave enough to step up. All of us can step up. Stepping up is part of growing up, right? We've got to be willing to step up and say, I can do better. Maybe in the light of what others are doing. You know, you see something happening at work, you see something happening in the neighborhood, the community, in the government. If you can do better, step up and do better. This is your life too. This is our life to raise the standards here on earth. And I tell you what, my standards have raised because my comfort zone was shattered. So for me, everything kind of went together. One thing into another, everything seemed to go perfectly as far as me and breaking away from the old me. And it wasn't until I broke away from the old patterns of me, the parts that were real kind of bitchy. I was kind of angry. I was kind of afraid and insecure. I didn't realize how many hangups I had. But once I broke away from those old ideas of me, I started recognizing what I was missing out on. And once I recognized that I was missing out on life, I wanted to make up for it. And so I started seeking life, seeking growth, inner growth in my mind, in my heart, in my life. And I'm on this path of growth. And so, brothers and sisters, if you're willing to help support the growth of the Live Without Fear movement, of the Jack Talcott guy and the channel, do so. Let's help this to grow, please. I am going to wrap it up here. I did set us up to forward over to our friend Truther Cop, where he is going to work on raising money for himself and promoting Jack Talcott. And I just want to part us out with a reminder of love. Love is a gentle force that binds hearts and lights the path of understanding. Love is the generative force, the generative principle that reveals all that is true. Love is life. Life is love. And actually, those things are truly just signs from God. I'm going to wrap it up here. We'll keep it short and sweet. Sincerely, thank you to all of you who are a part of this. Till next time, choose love, peace for everyone, and live without fear. God bless us all. Peace.